Alright, this is what he sent me, guys. Come on, I had to do something crazy. Here we go. He sent me a flashlight. This thing's awesome. It's got a nice little clip on it. Very tactical. Woo, man. Dude, this is awesome. He also sent me some stickers. I already put one on my car, right next to mine. Okay? Cool stickers. I really like yours. These are really nice. They're actually clear. I kind of like the concept of that. You don't see the borders of the sticker. Very cool, very cool. Sent me 2 of those. And then check this out. He's got t-shirts, man. How cool is that? An extra large, because I'm an extra large dude. Salty, very, very cool. There's a little letter inside, and the letter actually has, from Salty Shellback's Reloading Bench. Look at that. How cool is that? He's got his own paper, too. Well, I got my own bumper stickers and pins. I might have to do a t-shirt now. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's just so awesome. Very cool, very cool. Now, onto the onto these fantastic knives that we're going to go over. I'm going to give you a close-up look. We're going to zoom on in, and I'm going to tell you a little story about these Fightin' Roosters. And I'm telling you, these knives are absolutely gorgeous. Just incredible knives. So stay tuned. We're going to zoom on in and take a look at these. Rooster knives. And in the early 1970s, Mr. Frank Buster of Lebanon, Tennessee, recognized that finding old knives at a reasonable price was becoming increasingly difficult. Traveling from his Middle Tennessee home, he sought out cutlery manufacturers willing to make him a limited quantity of discontinued traditional patterns and pocket knives that he could sell to his fellow collectors. Mr. Buster learned that most knife factories are geared to producing knives in the tens of thousands. They lacked the flexibility essential for limited production runs, and they would not consider using old-time methods or old parts and patterns, etc. Finally, Mr. Buster located a small factory in Solingen, Germany, that was willing to cooperate with him on a few short-run patterns. In 1976, this Fightin' Rooster produced the first knives with Frank Buster's Fightin' Rooster tang stamp. Since that modest beginning, hundreds of patterns and variations of Fightin' Rooster knives have been offered to the knife collecting fraternity. Some fans of these knives even carry and use them. Each of the Fightin' Rooster variations is strictly limited to production. Ordinarily, 300 knives of each style are made, featuring 3 or 4 different handle materials. Mother of pearl has been a favorite with collectors. These regular production Fightin' Roosters are offered through dealers at knife shows and by mail. In addition to them, Buster has produced well over 100 different limited edition club knives. Production of these has varied from 100 pieces for smaller clubs and up to 600 for larger. Fightin' Rooster knives are made in traditional styles, but Frank Buster has come up with several new variations on old themes. He has offered canoe whittlers, lockback whittlers, and multi-blade stock knives. He has offered many knives with 6 or even 12 blades. He has also offered a few multi-blade display knives, including one with 100 blades, a few Fightin' Rooster knives with genuine old fancy bolsters found in the factory storerooms. A noteworthy feature of Buster's revival of traditional patterns has been his reintroduction of fancy pattern celluloid handles. This was the first contemporary knife firm to revive such a traditional material as butter and molasses, gold flake, and the Christmas tree celluloid. Up until the 1940s, when the American production of celluloid was halted, this was a popular handle material used by all the large knife factories. A few years ago, Buster found the last celluloid factory in Germany. He bought enough of this old-style plastic to last his knife factory several years, and in 1984, this celluloid factory went out of business. Because he is himself a collector of knives, Mr. Buster has been careful to tailor the production of Fightin' Rooster knives to the needs and the desires of collectors. He has kept quality high-end production strictly limited. He has completely cataloged every pattern produced, including year, quantity, and description. He has made Fightin' Rooster a name that will be long remembered. All right, I read that out of Mr. Levin's Guide to Knives and Their Values. And Fightin' Rooster knives are actually valued in the high range. And now that knife that you're looking at right there, that is one of the celluloid knives that degassed. So I actually had it rebuilt up by one of my buddies. And he put some stag on there for me that I got at a gun show. The quality of these knives, someone's going to ask me, is it better than case knives? Yes, they are. They're by far better made than the 1970s case knives, and you know that I'm a big fan of those. And I love case knives due to their history and their traditional patterns. But these knives, like take this one for instance, a lot of these knives were made in the 80s. That particular one most likely has the old bolsters from some knife from the 50s placed on it. The knives are just gorgeous. The shield that's on that is most likely from an old part that was found in a factory. The celluloid is absolutely beautiful. This one has not degassed, but you do want to keep the celluloid away from your other knives, because if it does happen to degas, you have a mess on your hands. It will destroy the knives that it's actually with because of the chemicals that will come off that knife. That's why today you can get a lot of celluloid knives for a very reasonable price, and they're gorgeous. It's something that if you feel uncomfortable keeping it, now myself, I put that on a display stand and I put it in my closet well away from any other knives, but as long as it's not like in a knife roll or something like that, it's not that bad. I mean, you can have it close to other knives. It's not going to blow up or anything like that. The deep etch on these is beautiful. Now I have thrown in some pictures showing that, and I also have thrown in some pictures showing the tang stamp of the Fightin' Rooster brand. All the knives have a tang stamp on them, which is really cool because they're really proud of what they've done. The angle at which they've placed these blades and the way they've designed them is so classic. It is so 1950s, 1940s. It is just, and they're made that way for function. Just beautiful. I mean, take this pearl knife for instance. I have plenty of custom made knives. This is up there with that. I happen to pick these knives up on eBay for just a fantastic price. I'm actually going to go on eBay today and probably purchase another one or bid on one. They are beautiful. The long poles, the swedges, everything is, I've got a lot of old knives from the 50s, and these knives, I mean, they look like they were produced during that time frame. Each knife was made with complete care. They were not mass produced, so it's not like you have some guy working by the hour that's just pumping out knives. These knives were really made with a lot of care, and you can tell every detail. There's not a detail that has been missed on any of these. I can highly recommend this brand of knife for any collector. I could see someone collecting just these knives and having a knife collection that would just be outstanding. The polish on that is just beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go on out, check these knives out. It's a brand that a lot of people don't know about, and you're really missing out if you don't have at least one of these in your collection. So just please, that, and I'm going to go over some more knives that you possibly have missed. It's pretty hard to miss case knives. Seems like everybody knows about them, but this is one of those brands that have probably slipped through the cracks for a lot of you collectors. Go on out, check one out, and you'll see that my words here are very accurate, and I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thanks, guys. Take care. Subscribe, please. It helps.